Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review. Um, another very hot night, It's very hot tonight, but the next movie review I'm gonna be doing, this is a film I felt I wanted to review in October, but I have some other films I have lined up to do review though, but because this is a film that's definitely I wanted to review in October, but because how the way the concept is, but I had some other films lined up for the month of October, so I decided to review this now. So, and it's a film I really do enjoy. It's even despite the fact it's actually it plays on, um, well, I would say fears, I guess you could say. But it's just funny how the way it turns out, because I really do enjoy the film. That is Arachnophobia. Yeah, that's the thing of fears. Yeah, I don't like spiders. It's funny. I really do enjoy the film, but even despite the fact I don't like spiders as well. But yeah, I don't like spiders. That's why I could definitely say why it's, especially for the way it's the creepiness of the spiders in this film. But despite the fact that I really do enjoy Arachnophobia. Came out in the summer of 1990. Um, it's directed by Frank Marshall, who this is his first film directing. Frank Marshall has been a producer with along with other film producer Kathleen Kennedy, who they both worked on a lot of Steven Spielberg films. And even Steven Spielberg was an executive producer for the film. So how they will work together, with Frank Marshall directing for the first time. And Frank Marshall also directed a couple of films. He also directed I think he directed a film called, after this I think he directed a film called Alive, I think it was. In fact, let me give a quick look. Yeah, I think it was the film called Alive, if I remember correctly. Yes, it was. It was in 1993 after this film. And then after that and then after he directed 1993, after he directed Alive, then in 1995 he directed, to me, another one of the most underrated films in my opinion, on my list. He directed Congo, um, which I really love Congo. And Frank Marshall directed that film. Another underrated film, especially when it's based on from the book by Michael Crichton. I really do enjoy the cast in that film. And but still people still talk shit about the effects of the gorillas, which I do enjoy the effects of the gorillas, and especially when it's done by Stan Winston. So Frank Marshall directed that, and then he only directed. And then after that, he didn't direct much over the years until in 2006. When he directed a film called Eight Below, which was a Disney film that starred the late Paul Walker. About his team of snow dogs that get stranded in Alaska trying to find their way back. So he directed that film as well. But for his first film, Arachnophobia, he did a really good job. And it's also the first film that's released by Hollywood Pictures. If you recall, where is that? If you can really see it, right there. That's the symbol, the one that has the Sphinx on it. And so this was the first film that was released by Hollywood Pictures, but I don't think Hollywood Pictures don't, well, from the fact for the list of films they made, I don't think the Hollywood Pictures don't make films no more, because the last film they did was back in 2007. It was called The Invisible, and since then they've made no more movies. So I don't think Hollywood Pictures are not around anymore. So just based on the fact that the last one was done in 2007, and since then no more movies, and which is too bad, because Hollywood Pictures has made a lot of good movies, and this one I do enjoy. The Rock, which was a Michael Bay film that I really did enjoy. It's one of my favorites of his. But The Rock, that film, Deep Rising, love Deep Rising. well, the one the biggest hit the film that made it was the biggest hit that Hollywood Pictures has ever had was M Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense. You know, they made Tombs from the Western film Tombstone. Um, there was another film. Which I can't name every film on the top of my head though, but I also remember they go looking at the lot of films of bombs. That's why. Maybe it's because they're not around anymore. Like Deep Rising bombed and a whole bunch of other films bombed. You know, at least they had some big hits. You know, but this was one of them. When it first came out, it was a hit. You know, made a budget of 31 million and it made 53 million. So it was success. This was the first big hit for technically for Hollywood Pictures. You know, and not only that was it made good enough money, but it got a lot of positive reviews. You know, has a 6.3 in IMDb, which I think it could have been more higher though. But it's give it like a solid rating though. But I could have put it much more higher than 6.3 though. But it has a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is very good. You know, 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's a fast-paced movie. You know, it wasn't that boring. You know, it's on it for 110 minutes, but it goes at a very good pace. You know, and I really do enjoy the cast. You know, Jeff Daniels definitely one of them. You know, and also John Goodman as well as Delbert the Exterminator. You know. So and the one who plays Harley Jane Kozak as the wife of Jeff Daniels in the film, she was fine as well. The who played the kids in the film, they were decent as well. So decent cast, definitely for Jeff Daniels and John Goodman. The score I didn't I did think that the score was very I would say more than decent, you know, because I do like the score, especially, you know, when John Goodman comes in, you know, is a dun 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 dun, you know, well, sort of like the harmonica, dun, 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 you know. But I like the score, so it's a good score. Got a lot of positive reviews right here. You can see right here, 2 thumbs up by Siskel and Ebert, thrilling from ABC TV, fun from at the movies, Rex Reed. A roller coaster ride of a movie from Good Morning America. Thrills and comedy, CBS TV, and it's great from NBC TV, New York. So that's got a lot of positive reviews, you know, which I do agree, because you know it's also a horror film, but it has a good mixture of comedy as well, you know, especially in the parts with John Goodman, you know. But getting into the plot, it opens up with this entomologist named Dr. Atherton, played by Julianne Sands. Takes also this photographer named Jerry Manley. They go into the Amazon rainforest, you know, and like they have this smoker. They come to this tree, you know. They get this thing like smokes out. There's a whole bunch of butterflies that fall down, and one of them falls. It's a pretty big spider, you know, and there were 2 of them. So the doctor takes one, puts it in a jar. Then one of them just also just jumps it onto Manley's camera. Though you can call it that's the main spider of the movie. You know, the villain of the movie. You know, that spider. And sorry. And then it sneaks into like the luggage that they carry back to the camp. You know. Manley, you know, he just wants to go take a nap in the tent, and the spider crawls in like under the blankets, and then it bites him, you know. And this spider has a very deadly venom. It can kill pretty much one bite, and you're dead instantly, you know. Like in 3 seconds, you're dead, you know. So it bites him, kills him, you know, and then it sneaks away in this wooden coffin. They take him back to America, you know, the dead body, you know. So like they put Manley's body in a wooden coffin. The spider sneaks in and gets transported back to America, where his hometown, which is in forget the forget what the town name is. Let's see if that is up here. I forget what the town name is. But while back in his hometown, a new doctor played by Jeff Daniels, Ross Jennings. He moves his family out into this quiet little town, moves into a new house, and the coffin arrives in the mortuary, it gets out, it scares a cat and dog, it's picked up by a crow, and of course it kills the crow and drops down right next to the house, where it has a barn as well, So it goes into the barn, and also in the house, they're like a small house spider, and the wife doesn't want to kill it, so they let it go in the barn, and while that which I guess that spider and the Venezuelan spider mates, which for some reason I've always thought was that spider that was in the house, it was a lot smaller, but the next time I see it with the bigger spider, it looks like it got double its size for some reason, I guess, but oh, that's like a nitpick though, but just you can see they change its size when it's both looking at each other, So the reason why he moved Ross and moved his family out here because there's the town's doctor. He was supposed to become the town's doctor, but this the former doctor says he doesn't want to retire yet, and Ross doesn't know what to do. When there's there's an elderly woman who, wants to be his first patient, and also there's also a funny moment where he gets a parking ticket from town sheriff, played by where is it? Stuart Packins, name Lloyd, Sheriff Lloyd. Like gotta feed the meter partner, and still gives him the ticket, even if it says I got medical plates, and then the old woman says that's enough, a new doctor comes to town and you give him a ticket, goes and tears up the ticket, and he's like, poor, he said, poor Lloyd Parsons was a bully in in middle school. I know, I held him back, and goes and starts picking up the pieces of the ticket, So then she wants to give a welcome party, welcome to the town party for Ross Jennings, Oh, what happened next? Oh, what happened next? There's one further thing I forgot to say. It cuts to both spires. They formed a cocoon, and there was one that was already in the barn, which already hatched, until she sees little spiders, spreads around the town, Which that's the thing about, it wasn't like the big spiders that I thought was very creepy. It was the most smaller ones. Even when I was first saw as a kid growing up, I always thought these spiders were just creepy as hell. And if people know or have a fear of spiders, you can understand why. Just to look at these, just how the way they move, I always thought I really do enjoy Arachnophobia, but I still think it's still those spiders that they use were still creepy as hell. Which I think that looking at those in real life, I think they're really harmless though. But how the way they made them, I guess they're very deadly though. But I still think they're still creepy as hell because I don't like spiders. That's like you can definitely buy why Arachnophobia. For people who are arachnophobia, you're not gonna like this because spiders. But they give the house the first victim to die was the old lady, because like Jeff Daniels let her off. She was on his medication and she didn't need him, so he let her off it, Then later in the night, when she wants to turn a light off, boom, the spider just all around her just fast goes down, just goes and bites her on the hand, instantly killing her. Ross Jennings goes and sees her, finds a dead body, and when the police come, the old guy, the doctor, thinks she had a heart attack, and blames Ross for taking off the pills, So, and then also John Goodman comes by just to look at because Ross, there's a basement down there. He wants to make a wine cellar, and there was like some rotting wood, and John Goodman comes in, says, "What is it? It's bad wood, What are we supposed to do about it?" The wife asks, "What are we supposed to do about it?" Take out bad wood, put in good wood, And I always enjoyed John Goodman as an actor, He's such a great actor, I thought he was such a funny character in this movie, Um, then the next victim who dies next, it happens at the high school, where the kids, the teenagers, playing football, one spider gets into this kid's helmet, and as he's getting ready to catch a football, and Almay bites him behind the ear, and they think they're not sure what the cause of the death was. You just find him lying there, But then that spider gets stepped on when it comes out of that small hole in the siding of the helmet, gets stepped on, And then the next one is the old doctor. He's walking on a treadmill, and the spider tries to go on the treadmill, but it gets pushed back, so it goes into one of his slippers, And the old woman, the wife of the old doctor, which is if you recognize her, that's the one who plays Adam Sandler's grandmother and Happy Gilmore, So if you want, I just wanted to point that out. Frances Bay, who plays Happy Gilmore's grandma in the movie. That's who plays the wife of the old doctor. Just to point that out, So he goes in one of his slippers. He takes one, bites him on the toe. I was like, damn, I was like, what? Son of a bitch bit me. My guy, it was just a spider. Spider? Felt like a damn cougar. He feels that the venom is taking effect, But he thinks he's having a seizure, though. So they investigate. They investigate the death, and they see that the bite mark on the toe, And they usually starting work because like a couple nights, for the next couple nights he hasn't heard Ross Jennings hasn't heard any crickets, and like one cricket comes back on a piece of paper, and he looks at it and he's like, where are the other crickets, huh? Where are all your little buddies, So he asks for so now since the old guy is dead, he's now the town doctor, and he's out to ask for some he asks for help. He calls to ask for the Dr. Atherton from the beginning, and he sends one of his assistants named Chris. He sends him back to the town, and Ross, he wants to investigate the deaths of these people, so he has the bodies. Well, there was. Well, there was another instant one where the Ross's daughter goes and spends the night at a friend's house, and while as they're playing, they're singing a song "Itsy Bitsy Spider." A spider comes down and lands on the face of the doll and starts going towards them. But then as they leave, they drop the book on the spider, smashing it, What was that? There was another I'm trying to figure there was I forget, was another after there was the I know there was the old lady, then there was the football kid, and then there was the old doctor, I always forgot, was there another there was another no, there wasn't. No, for some reason I think they thought there was another death, but no. Ross has the bodies dug up, and they investigate to see all the bite marks, and so they go to this investigate this house, to find any get a live specimen that the doctor asked them to ask, and they're searching, and the sheriff Lloyd, he starts eating a box of eating some cereal. And he finds a dead one inside. He's like, "Oh, Ross, there it is, right there," And he's asking, "What could have killed it?" The shock of seeing Lloyd. Um, and then a while back, the high school football coach, his daughter is taking a shower. One crawls up, of the curtain and lands on her, but it slowly goes down as she's taking a shower. She screams and it goes down the drain. Or there was before. There's this another one goes in the toilet. As the football coach, sits down though, but as the girl screams, he gets up. Before I think he flushed it, or then the spider got flushed down. I don't think it did though. But and back at the house, they're still searching for the spiders. Chris lifts up a picture from the wall. One goes and leaps out on the table. It's like, whoa, And like the spider's just watching them as like Chris moves, it moves, or so he wants Ross to move towards the spider, so it could go towards him, so he could put one of the glass martini glass on it, so it can't get out. And then the next scene where John Goodman, he comes in to investigate the football coach's house, and he finds no spider, but of course, as he goes outside on the front porch, one spider is on there, and he just looks at him, and it has that music, dun 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 dun, and he starts spraying with like a pest spray, doesn't kill it. He sprays a second time, doesn't kill it, and I like, he's like this, and he goes in he gets he gets sort of a little pissed. He goes just he just goes right up to it, just freaking steps on it, And he just looks like you see it's all goopy on the bottom of his shoe, and he goes and tells the dog, "Yeah, that's right, I'm bad." That's why I really like John Goodman in this song. He has it's a horror film though, but it has the good mixture of comedy, especially when John Goodman comes in, Yeah, so it just because he sprayed the spider twice and it doesn't work, so what does he do? He just goes right up and steps on it, That's a better way to kill a spider, Yeah, that's right. I'm bad. So the doctor comes to he comes to town and discusses with amongst the group, what's about the spider from where he was at in Africa, or South America, how it got here, and it made it with a house spider, and now it's created a very deadly what was he? Some of this African male is the South American male is mated with a domestic house spider and create a very deadly strain, And they tested on a mouse, see that the venom instantly kills it, And the one the sample they got from has no sex organs, so it's a drone, so it's like what Chris says, that would make them drones or soldiers. You see that's typically scientifically that's typically seen in high society insects, bees, ants, but we never see it in spiders. So and then he's like, so the original male is the granddaddy of them all, and he's acting like a general, sending his troops out to battle. So he's already basically he's ordering all the spiders to set up kill people within a perimeter, within the in a circle, how it makes out which I'll explain. So then they get Delbert in. He believes he came across one of the fang spiders a couple hours ago, and the doctor this man you brought it with you. He's like, actually, I think it's still probably at the bottom of my shoe, and Jeff Daniels is like this, And there's also there's also not only the main spider, there's also a queen as well that guards the nest, So they try to find the nest, and for some reason I always like the scene where as they're Jeff Daniel, Ross and Chris and Delbert, they're trying to race to the guy who owns the morgue, because that's the next house target next, And for some reason I like how they have the conversation about the nest. You know, it's like, what's this nest? What's it gonna look like? You know, if you see, if you'll see it, the area will be dark, warm, moist, be kind of a musty smell, and you'll probably see an egg sac, white, cocooned, pulsing about the size of a softball, and of course there'll be no other spiders around. And what do you mean? Well, spiders are cannibals, so she won't want to let any others near her offspring. You know. And then the doctor sees a picture of this large web that Ross's wife took earlier in the barn. You know, makes it a picture frame. He sees it's the large web, and he sees it, and he goes to Ross's barn. You know, so he gets there. You know, the sheriff does the thing. The sheriff goes and drives away, and he's never seen again. You know, so you never know what happens to him. You know, but the doctor goes up there, you know, up into the barn. He sees all these dead rats covered in webs, you know, and he goes and flickers with the webbing, you know. He's like, supper's ready, come and get it. Which I don't think was it like, well, I don't know what was he trying to do. I don't know what he was trying to do. I think did he do that on purpose, you know, like sacrifice himself for no good reason. I don't know what I never understood why he would do that though, because he had like no thing how to catch the thing, you know. And because the main spider goes and jumps on the doctor and bites him and kills him, you know. So, and then John Goodman, you know, gets like this like, you know, his private stock, he says, you know. It's this very stuff that burns. It's like an, I would say like an acid spray, you know, because he sees it as he walks in, you know. There's a couple of them on the ladder, sprays, and then just they'll burn up, you know, and die instantly, you know. And then as he moves something, the doctor is upside down, covered in webs and spiders. He's like, "Oh my God, they got the professor," you know. And then at the house, you know, where Ross's wife and his kids, you know, and the TV. You know, I think what was the TV show that had Michael Gross and Michael J. Fox? I think it was called Family Ties. I think it was. I think that was the name of the show. You know, it had Michael Gross and from Tremors, and then Michael J. Fox. You know. That's playing on the TV, you know, and they see a spider walk on the screen, and then all of a sudden all the spiders are all over the walls, the ceilings, whatever, you know. And they go into the bathroom, get into under the doors, out of the sink, you know. I always thought that's just like creepy as hell scene, because, you know, if you're arachnophobic like me, you know, surrounded by spiders, and especially how the way they're crawling out under the doors, even through the doorknob, or out of the sink, how the way they're moving, you know, it's just, you know, see, I would not imagine myself. I would definitely shit my pants, basically, you know, but because I would not be able to take that, because I hate spiders, you know. For those who are arachnophobic, you know, you would put yourself in that situation, you know. You would definitely probably shit your pants as well, you know. I would. But they tried to get out to the back window. Ross can't make, you know, all the spiders are going like you know, going like this, you know. The rest of the family and Chris, you know, they climb down this I forget what this thing is called. I would say ladder though, but it's not though. It falls down, you know, and then John Goodman they see that John Goodman, he's geared up like right here, you know. He's geared up in his suit, you know, and he goes rock and roll, you know, and it's like, okay, party time. Starts spraying all the. You see a white shot of the house covered in spiders, and you see John Goodman all alone just going up with these acid guns, you know, and he's like, go on. It's like the spraying, and he's like, go on, take that, you know. Although I would like to see more. I would like to see more of John Goodman just spraying these spiders, because you only see that and that's it, you know, just for like 2 seconds. I would like to see more though, him like spraying all the spiders inside the house, whatever, you know. I would like to see more of that though, but you only see him when he rescues Ross from the basement, you know. But I think I would like to see more of John Goodman spraying more of the spiders, you know. I mean, you really didn't get to see much of that. He only sprayed once in the barn, killed a few spiders, and you only see a couple as he's walking into the house and starts spraying on the porch, you know. And that's it, you know. I would like to see more John Goodman, spraying more, killing all these spiders, you know. But, you know, Jeff Daniels, he falls to the floor, you know. Of course, that's where the nest is, you know. There's no other spiders around because that's the nest where the queen is at, you know. So then the queen, He picks up a shovel and he thinks it jumps out, but he thinks it's not there, but he doesn't know it's on top of the shovel, and he gets scared and goes and throws in just goes and lands on the breaker, the electric breaker, and just goes and electrocutes electrocutes the spider, it's all gooey and stuff, And he's like, Jesus, like, look at it and says, therapy. He sees the egg sac, gets he plans to set it on fire, so he takes a bottle of wine, breaks the lid off of it, and starts soaking it a couple times, and all of a sudden, boom, the main spider, was like this, hissing and like this, Cause him to fall. The rackets are the bottle racks are on top of him, And then as he sees it, he's like, "Where is it? That was the goddamn general, And as the spider's sort of coming down like this, it gets a ball and just goes and flings it, So or hits it like this, goes across the room, starts throwing some. He started using whatever he can to try to kill things. So he's throwing bottles, or a funny moment where he's throwing bottles at the spider and he picks up one and is like, no, not the shithole, whatever the name is, He's like, no, because that's a good bottle of wine. He doesn't want to throw that one, Oh, that's another funny moment. He says how he dozens of bottles of wine. He doesn't want to throw that one because that's a good one, So then he gets which I thought was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. He gets the gas match, and has a spray can, just creating a little flamethrower or spraying wherever it's at, You can see it's going along the floor and showing how smart the spider is, It hides behind one barrier as he's spraying in and waits till he stops and then continues onward, Showing how smart the spider is. And he's going through with the racks, he's spraying everywhere, God damn it, where are you, And he hears a rattling sound. It's in this pipe, he's like, ha, 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 ha. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain, washed the spider out. He's waiting for it to come out the other end, but it doesn't buzz, and it tricks him. You think it wouldn't come out though. Also, just jumps right on him. He's like this, Goes and then he takes a hand and just goes and throws it, But then he falls down, and he's lying like this, as the spider is slowly crawling on top of him. He's petrified in fear in his face, But then he waits he has a piece of wood here on his chest, He's waiting till it comes on one side of the end, so he can hits the other end and goes and sends it flying, into the flames. And then the egg sac starts hatching, all the little ones. So, and then the big spider comes out on fire, then he goes and takes the nail gun, goes and bullseye, and just impales through the spider and right onto the egg sac, engulfing it in fire, He's like, whoo, nice shot, And then Delbert comes and pulls him out of the basement, And then after what happens, after everything what happens, so they move back to San Francisco where they originally were from, So, and then him and his wife, they're having a glass of wine, Then an earthquake happens, And then they went to go and check the kids. Another earthquake happens, And then it has that song playing. What's that song? Oh, which I didn't realize, it's a song by Jimmy Buffett, I've listened to that song a lot of times. I'd never know it was from Jimmy Buffett, really, But I've always enjoyed that song, even if I didn't know it was from Jimmy Buffett, But I did like that song. It was like, don't bug me, or don't mug me. I forgot how the song goes, but I did like that song that's playing at the end, Yeah, by Jimmy Buffett, You learn something every day, After all this time, listening from whoever was singing the song, but now I know, Jimmy Buffett. So yeah, I've always enjoyed Arachnophobia, which even seems kind of funny because I don't like spiders, and I actually do like a film that's about spiders, But I like eight-legged freaks. I did a review of that, and I like eight-legged freaks though, and although they're course, the spiders were, the giant spiders were all CGI though. Either the spiders were, well, I think there was like a little bit practical, but I can't remember though. But 99.9% they were CGI though. But here at least they used actual real spiders, you know. Even I think even the main spider one, I think it was animatronic. I think it was. If it didn't, then that's a really good looking spider, you know. But I always enjoy Arachnophobia, you know. I always have fun with the film. You know, Jeff Daniels did a good job. John Goodman did a really good job, you know. The other supporting character is one of the played as Ross Jennings' wife. The kids, which they weren't annoying kids. They were just normal, everyday, you know, normal everyday kids that were not annoying. The doctor and the doctor's assistant, Chris, the guy who played Dr. Athington, they were fine as well. The only thing I would say, I just wish I would have seen more of John Goodman, you know, just using that spray and spray more of the spiders, killing more of them, you know. I wish I would have seen more of that, you know. Oh, how fun would it be, you know, an exterminator going, you know, just killing all these spiders, you know. But I think I would probably say that's like the only nitpick I would say of it, you know, because I would like to see more of it, you know. So yeah, for the first film that was released by Hollywood Pictures, and the first one directed by Frank Marshall, he did a really good job, you know. I did like the score that was by by Trevor Jones. I do like the score. I think it's a decent, well, more than a decent. I think it's a good score. I think it was. That song by Jimmy Buffett, you know, playing at the end during the credits, you know. I did like the humor, especially when the scenes when John Goodman was in it, you know. Especially where that song that was playing when he's there, you know. Dun, 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 you know. Like I said, if you're, it's just like as I said, I don't like spiders, so but I actually like a film that's about spiders, you know. And I would say this is a classic. And even when it after when it came out on home video, it made a huge hit. It was a huge hit on home video rentals, you know. Which I do remember back in the day. I used to, you know, when like Blockbuster was around, you know. I do remember like renting this a couple of times on home video. I do remember that, along with other classic films like Tremors. What was there was another one. I forget what was it. I do remember one of them was Bats. But Lieutenant Phillips has to review that film sometime. I know there was another one. Oh yeah, Maximum Overdrive. That was another one, which I love Maximum Overdrive. You know, just anyway among those other classic horror films, you know, that I always enjoyed home video renting. You know, with my my mom. You know, we always enjoy home video renting. You know, it's too bad, you know, because of technology nowadays, they became extinct basically. But I said when it came out, you know, on home video rentals, it was a huge hit, you know. So yeah, I would say Arachnophobia, a classic, you know, of its time, you know, but especially with especially the main two good stars, you know, they were a lot of fun, you know, Jeff Daniels and John Goodman, you know, made the film work. I don't know what more I can say about Arachnophobia. I really do enjoy the film. Like I said, because you know, like I said, I want to review it in October because you know it's a film about spiders. It's fitting for the month of October, but I had some other films lined up though to review in October. So, but I just figure why not do it now, you know. But Arachnophobia, if you still anyone still hasn't seen the film, definitely give the film a look, you know. If anyone who's afraid of spiders, I would recommend not seeing it, you know. Because if you're really scared to death of spiders, I highly recommend not seeing it. Yeah, I don't like spiders though, but I could put up with it because it's a movie, you know. Because plus I really always enjoy it over the years, you know. So, but Arachnophobia, classic. I would say it's a classic. Although I would wish, from the poster, on the poster they would have wished to put the spider like here, and that's in the middle of the moon, like it was in the poster. But Arachnophobia, definitely give it 2 thumbs up. And I'm glad it was a big hit because Hollywood, for the first film released by Hollywood Pictures, it was a big, I would say, consider it a hit. And directed by Frank Marshall from Congo. He did a good job for his first time directing. But anyway, thanks for watching, and take care, and stay tuned on the next movie review, and see you later.